Jason Blumhouse of Split, Get Out and Whiplash produces Happy Death Day, in which a college student, played by Jessica Rothe of La La Land, relives the day of her murder in both its unexceptional details and terrifying end until she discovers her killer's identity. With so many films taking the plot of Groundhog Day, prior to seeing these films, I always feel a bit of slight apprehension because even though it's a high concept, some could even say a subgenre of film, no one ever does anything fresh or interesting with the concept. Live, Die, Repeat was awesome and definitely breathed new life into the concept, so where does Happy Death Day stand in being the first horror film to use the plot device? Like, it was okay. I mean, it wasn't bad, it just wasn't very good, I guess. The trailers for Happy Death Day looked fun, but ultimately, I'm not really a fan of the director's work, having previously seen Paranormal Activity 5 and Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse, but here with Happy Death Day, he's made a very commercially friendly, goofy horror comedy, and it does know exactly what it is. Unfortunately, it went down the route of, instead of it being a horror with some comedy to it, it went down the route of being pure comedy with just sprinkling bits of horror in it. The pacing for the movie was actually really fast, the first half feeling like a teen slasher film, then evolving halfway through into a murder mystery whodunit, but I feel as though the movie was definitely hindered on the fact that it was a PG-13 film, using very cheap and, to be honest, not very well executed jump scares with almost a Heathers style comedy feel to it, instead of a more traditional Scream route that I feel would have been more beneficial to the film that was marketed to us. Surprisingly, I walked out of the movie quite shocked that I can say that the directing was actually done very well. Christopher Landon really knew how to frame a shot, and his action sequences were very tense and everything was very well centered. Jessica Rothe, although her character was very unlikable and in quite a few instances I was really looking forward to her dying, she was actually very charismatic and didn't ham up her performance too much. The film does go down the cliched route of having a more story on self-discovery and I need to be a better person in life to stop the time loop, which, let's face it, we've all seen from this subgenre of film. I guess my problem with the movie is that it comedically tries to address its flaws in the fact that it's not actually a very good film, even going as far as to having a character reference Groundhog Day almost as a way of being like in on the joke and using it as a crutch instead of just making a very good, well-rounded movie. Like, if you can't do anything new with the concept, then just don't do it. Like I said, it doesn't really try to do anything fun or interesting or unique with the concept, and unfortunately, I mean, I personally didn't feel very invested in the character that we were supposed to be rooting for. In saying that, like, if you're free on a Saturday night and you can get a cheap screening, it'd be a fun date movie. You know, it's an hour and a half, you can go out for dinner later. But I can't really recommend paying full price. But ultimately, if Happy Death Day didn't kind of hook you from the trailers, then honestly, just wait for it to be on rentals or on streaming. Thank you so much for checking out my review. Please let me know in the comments below if you plan on seeing Happy Death Day. And don't forget, if you like this video and want to see more, please click here to see more. Thanks for watching. Bye.